Guys, Pop14 here, back with another Animal Jam video, and today, I actually have a story time today, which I don't really remember all of the story. I don't, actually remember it that much, but I remember some of it. Before we get into that, I am going to spin the daily spin, and of course, I got 3 diamonds. So, anyway, we are talking about a really, he is not well known, because I don't know if he's hacked anyone else besides me and my buddies. But this person, and I know you guys might think that this is clickbait, because you might think that, this is my spare account. It is not my spare account, whether you believe me or not. It is not my spare account. And he did hack me, but at the time I didn't have this headdress. But it was scary because when someone hacks you, you're scared. What happened is I had a blue long wrist, a rare blue long wrist. That's all I had, just rare blue long wrist, but it was still good. So I was just going around in Jamal Township, and I don't remember the full story. I'm probably skipping a lot of it, but so I would go anywhere. So I'd go here or something, and then he would follow me even though he wasn't my buddy. So then I would go everywhere, and then I went here until I finally figured out that I think he's a hacker because he kept doing that. So then he went to my den, I think, and he was come to my den or something, and then he showed hearts, and I was really confused. So I didn't really know he was a hacker because he probably told me to come to his den before. He was following me a lot. So I went to his den, and he kept on saying, buddy me. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to buddy you. And then he did some really inappropriate stuff that I'm not going to say because it's really inappropriate. But he was doing this really gross stuff to me. And I just left his den. And then he came back to my den. And I locked it. But then I unlocked it. Because I don't know why. I don't know. I always do that. I lock it and then I unlock it. But anyway, so then he came to my den and he's buddy me. And then he's I'm like, no. And then he's buddy me or I'll hack you. And I'm like, no. And then I just locked my den. And my buddy was actually with me, Choco Ice. She was with me the whole time. And me and her were getting kind of scared. And my other buddy, Mint Ice Cream, you know, her YouTube channel, 6205, and oops, okay, so Mint Ice Cream was also there, and we were really scared. So then he so I went here, and then I realized that I think he's a hacker or something. So I go over here, and then he followed me, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I went into Zarapia Forest, or however you say that. And then he was there, and I'm like, this is kind of scary. So then, he is actually, I'm just going to mention this now. He hasn't been on for 30 days, but he actually is kind of an active hacker. Because I saw him a month ago. I know that's a long time ago, but normally it would say 16 days ago or something, and then he'd get back on. So beware for Milkshake Power, because he actually is kind of an active hacker. So yeah. Anyways, then I was in his den for whatever reason, because I don't know why. I just went to his den for some reason. And then I started getting hacked. He logged me out, and he started taking all my stuff. So then I logged back in, and when I logged back in, I saw that my blue long wrist was gone, which was a nice surprise. And then my buddy Mint Ice Cream 6205 comes to me, and she's like, my Arctic Hood was scammed. At the time, hacked. At the time, she thought it was a beta Arctic Hood because she didn't play it very long. It wasn't beta, but he still hacked it, and he hacked some other stuff too. I can't really remember it, but he hacked her, and Choco Ice, he just followed her. I was, following her, and Milkshake Power was following me, but he was always I'm back. And then the time he went on last time, a month ago, we actually went into Bahari Bay because he did not have a penguin. He did not have any, underwater animals. But now, if you look, he actually, oops, spelled it wrong. He actually has a penguin now. So he always has this creepy look. So he has like this, like the lighter color grayish blue, and then he has these creepy eyes. So if you ever see me on my wolf, I never use those eyes because I don't like them since it reminds me of him. It's really weird, but so yeah. I'm going to do another story time, and I'm not very good at story times because I normally don't remember all of it, and I feel like I kind of rush them. But anyway, so this is the one where I got scammed my headdress. So let's get into it. I was gonna go in Polar Stars' den just to show you, but her den is actually locked. So yeah, and so what happened was I went to her den because she, like, my buddy was like, oh, like I followed my buddy and I'm like, oh, what's this? And then like they're like a giveaway. I'm like, oh, and then they're like, I was really stupid. Like, just ignore that. I was really dumb. And so I went to her den and she's like, oh yeah, give me a spike collar or something and I'll give you or she said, give me a long collar and I'll give you a headdress. And I was like, oh, like I want that, but is it a scam? And then I was like, whatever. So my buddy Choco Ice let me have her spike for a second because I was gonna gift it to her because I only had one spike, and I made a deal with her if I gave her 2 spikes that she would count it as a long and give me a headdress, which I say that was really stupid because it was obvious that she was a scammer. But the reason I believed her is because these people, there was 2 people, and they were like, oh, I gifted her a black long and she gave me a headdress. And the thing was, I thought something was fishy because one of the people, they weren't even wearing a headdress and I don't think they even had one. So I was like really like confused. But then the other girl, she did have a headdress on, and then I was like, well, I should be stupid and gift her 2 shorts, especially when one of them is my buddy's because she gave it to me so I could get a headdress. But then so then I gave that to her, and then she's like, okay, now give me your headdress. I'm like, what? And then she's like, oh, I need your headdress, and then I'll give you the real headdress. And then I was like, okay. And then I'm like, wait, should I trust her? Like, I was telling my Choco Ice, I was telling her, like, should I trust her? And she's like, I wouldn't do it. And then I'm like, but should I? And then she's like, no. And then I'm like, I'm gonna do it. It's just pixels anyway. And then, yeah, I regret saying that because I gifted it to her. And then she's like, now gift me the Crystal Cosmo statue. And that's how I got scammed, like, these right here. This is my spikes and my Crystal Cosmo statue. And so then I'm like, I was crying because I thought it was a scam. So I was crying, like, badly. And then so I gifted her the Cosmo statue. I don't know why I kept going. And then I was done with her when she said, gift me your list and I'll give you the headdress. And I was like, no. Because my list, when top hats were still actually kind of rare, I had a black top hat on trade. And then I had like some other like nerd glasses or something. And then I'm like, no. I just straight up told her no. So then she's like, okay, fine. I'm not going to give you it. 3, 2, 1. And then she left. So I went to her den and I was like telling everybody in her den, look out, she's a scammer. And then there was only one other person who was like, oh my gosh, yeah, she scammed me. And so not many people have been scammed by her, but she is a scammer. And then one time I was just like in Coral Canyons, like saying, please like trade me because I got scammed because I was so sad. So I was like, please trade me. I don't think I said that. I just said, please trade me. And then I don't know how I got on this topic, but there's a snow leopard, I think she was, right here. And she's like, I can't remember what she said, but then I'm like, oh yeah, I got scammed my headdress by Polar Stars. And then like it was just a coincidence because the other girl's like, oh my gosh, same. And then I was like, whoa, like we both have been scammed by the same person. And it was just a coincidence that we saw each other. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my story time. Tell me if you want me to do more of these. Bye. And guys, I actually I'm just gonna mention this now. Last time he actually did log me out, so a month ago he did log me out, but he didn't take anything because I went like too fast. And if you guys ever come to this situation with milkshake power, you need to just lock your den and sit there because he always logs off after you lock your den and you're just like sitting in there. That's what I've experienced. And so, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And tell me if you want me to do more story times. So, bye. Also, Rosie Vaughn says bye. Yep. Bye, people.